Buckle up for another episode of Ghost Facers, a supernatural rewatch podcast. My name is Richard, and sitting shotgun as always is my brother in podcasting, Reed.
Hello. Listen, we got to pull the veil back because we're getting meta this episode.
Whoa, okay.
So this is an intro. Normally in the intro, I come up with something. Usually, like, in the moment.
Yeah.
I haven't planned it.
Oh, really? They feel so prepared.
This is obviously different because it's meta.
Oh.
So, at any rate, get ready for an episode. We talk about a whole bunch of things. We actually record this last. It's another little peek behind the curtain. Yeah, I guess let's get into it.
Hunters, roll out.
Ghost Facers! We're facing ghosts, when others will not, we're ghosts! Ghost Facers! Stay in the kitchen when the kitchen gets hot! Ghost Facers! We're facing nightmare, we're facing dread! Ghost Facers! We're facing faceless, we're facing dead!
Welcome to Ghost Facers. Today we're discussing Season 8, Episode 21, The Great Escapist.
Oh my god.
It's weird that they can just call it The Great Escape.
Oh, I mean, I see what you're saying here.
It's just like, then it
Technically, no escapes happen.
Yeah, but then why call it Great Escapist?
Because of who's the escapist. Like,
oh,
with all
sure.
the-
Sure, yeah. It
All-
just... Yeah.
Escaping into literature.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, then that still works as The Great Escape.
Really? This is the episode title you've got a grievance with? I brought up Pac-Man Fever and you defended that shit so goddamn hard.
Because that is a song.
Yeah, that's fine.
This was referencing a movie, but not doing the name correctly.
Right, but the other one had nothing to do with Pac-Man.
But it was video games.
You cherry-picking motherfucker.
Let's just say it'll come up in my review.
I talked in a whole number.
It's a real Doughboys thing to do.
Yeah, we haven't started doling out sixes yet.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, the producers loving
Yeah.
spoonful.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saving that for.
Oh yeah, no, of course. If they only knew. This episode came out on May 1st, 2013.
Whoa, Mayday.
Oh, did you like the band Mayday Parade?
No.
They were like a real pop punk emo band.
No, I don't really know that one.
It might be slightly after your time.
Understood.
Yeah.
The Mayday makes me think of Grace Jones in View to a Kill.
Stop. I'll be so happy when 007 is not in your fucking constant vernacular.
To be fair, that one always would be, whether or not I was doing the podcast.
Fair. It just feels like it's constantly coming up.
Yeah. It's recency bias, baby.
Of course, you know who this episode was going to be written by.
No.
Ben
I never pay attention.
It's Ben Edlund, man.
Baby.
Fucking talented.
Hell yeah.
But now, let's take a journey to the Eiffel Tower.
Right. Okay.
Because we're not only in the Eiffel Tower, maybe we're also in space.
Okay.
Because this episode is directed by Robert Duncan McNeil.
Oh, yes. I see. Yeah. I was wondering if you were going to catch that it was Tom Paris.
Hence the reason space and Eiffel Tower.
Yeah. I was curious though if you were gonna like clock that at all. If
Oh.
you were just gonna be like, I don't know, just say the name like Robert Duncan McNeil, and I'd be like, Tom Paris.
You're like, I'm fucking new?
I don't know, man.
I knew it the first time. I know it the second time. Baby.
I will say this, and I don't know if you clocked it or not, but this episode is really shot like an episode of Star Trek.
Oh, I don't think I did pick that up.
There's a weird, like, very CG'd establishing shot outside of the big, like, hotel when the car pulls up that looks like when they would park Voyager.
Oh.
And you'd see people, like, a lot of, like, there's just a few things where I was like, that is absolutely how they shoot Star Trek.
Did he shoot a lot of
He
Star
started
Trek?
directing, like, kind of like Frakes. He kind of, like,
Sure.
became a director through working on Star Trek, and now Robert Duncan McNeil's, like, he's a total
For
TV
hire
director.
Yeah.
Just like Frakes. You know?
So the last time that we got a McNeil joint was season 1's episode Skin.
Oh, shit.
That's how long ago.
Wow, he hasn't done one since,
No.
eh?
He also directed Jensen Ackles in an episode of the CW series Dawson's Creek titled Instant Karma.
Interesting.
I need to have a correction for last week.
Oh, okay.
For the estimated viewers. I said it was like 1.7 or 1.9 or something like that.
Sure.
Last week was viewed by an estimated 2.38 million viewers.
2.38? Jesus.
Yeah, I mean,
a Charlie episode.
Yeah, totally.
But wow,
isn't that crazy? I mean, they do a lot of promo probably for her episodes, I would guess.
I know, but holy shit, what a bump.
I know.
So how much of that dropped off for this week?
Well, you tell me.
2.2?
2.7. No, 2.07.
Oh, okay. I was like, fucking what?
3,000.
Oh my God.
2.07.
Yeah, holy shit.
Still, million
Decent.
viewers.
Over two. I can't believe that we're still over 2 million. Because last season, 2 seasons ago, we were under 2 million the entire time.
I don't know.
And we're back, baby.
We are absolutely back. Maybe the promo has something to do with it.
Sure, yeah. I mean, it's a very well put together promo. It's super deceptive
of what the episode
of
feels
what the
like.
episode actually, like the tone of it or what actually happens. But that's a pretty good promo.
It's pretty good.
I get it. I get it.
They're figuring it out slowly.
I like it.
This week.
Oh my God.
So the title for this episode is, as we've already sort of mentioned, based on the 1963 movie The Great Escape, about Allied POWs escaping a German prison camp in World War II.
Yeah. Do you remember The Grape Escape?
No.
The board game?
Oh, yes.
Where you had a little like clay piece, but it was like a mousetrap scenario, but like you were in this factory you had to get out, and you could get squished and stuff like that in the factory.
Feels like
there were all these like mouse-trappian devices on it, but the whole selling feature was that your playing piece was plasticine, so you might get like pulled apart or squished or something.
Sure, yeah, I remember the name.
It's called The Grape Escape.
Yeah, we're gonna grape you in the mouth.
Like, such a problematic sketch.
I to tie you to the radio.
That's real, like early internet.
Yeah, the whitest kids you know. Yeah,
whitest kids you know. Yeah,
we've got 3 titles.
Okay. From our usual suspects?
That's correct.
Okay. Like France?
We're starting.
France, Germany, and Hungary? Or is Finland still in contention here? Finland.
But we're starting with Hungary.
Okay. Interesting. We're starting with Hungary. Mm-hmm. It's called the Great... I almost call it Grape. It's the Great Escapist in English. I doubt they did that for this one. I'm going to call it Mr. Storytime.
I wish it was that. That would have been good.
Yeah.
That actually might be slightly okay. It would be bonkers, but it would work.
What version of Hungary is this? Too vague or too racist?
It's neither. It's just like...
Or just wrong?
It's just less.
Oh, okay. Hang on then. It's just Book Angel.
No, it's the same
Book
title.
Angel. Book Angel. Read me a book.
No, it's just The Escapist.
Oh.
It's just they were like, we've got a small edit to make.
Oh. He's not great.
Yeah. The Finnish.
No one at home will buy that he's great.
Yeah, no. Look at him. It's booger.
Okay. The Finnish title.
Yeah.
Like Scribe of God.
So close.
Yeah?
So close.
Like just the scribe or something like that?
The Word of God.
Word of God. Okay. All right. And then Germany?
Yes. Germany was like, I hear what you're doing, Finland, but I think you're missing a piece.
Oh, I see.
They'll never escape.
The word of Christian God.
It's no, the German title is Metatron and the Word of God.
Oh.
We need to nail that.
Like a Harry Potter title.
Yeah. The Great Escape and Metatron and the World of God.
Yeah, Metatron and the no good, very bad.
Yeah. They won't be escaping. Featured music for this episode.
Metatron and the Chamber of More Books.
Whipped Cream by Herb Alpert's Tijuana Brass.
Cool. Sure.
I mean, look, we haven't had a featured music in a while, so.
Did we not have one last week?
Nope.
Really?
Sam and Dean, as described by TV Guide, receive a distressing video message from Kevin Tran, which prompts an attempt to uncover the third trial. What?
I mean, don't they receive it like at the end of the episode?
No, it's in the very beginning. They got an email because he didn't like update the normal thing. What episode did you watch?
No, you're right.
Yeah, that's never happened. Meanwhile, Crowley goes on a winning streak, and Castiel tries to elude Naomi and the angels who are hunting him.
Yes, that's right.
But before we talk about this episode, why don't we open up Dad's journal and learn about Metatron?
Stop fucking up the intro to this segment. Do it again.
No.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
What's this week's monster?
Let's see what the lore says about books.
You just change it.
I'm out of spite now.
You're a real DC Comics of yourself.
Books invented by the Egyptians. Fucking.
It was Hawk who did it.
Yeah. I'm not letting you have this. Let's see what the lore says about Metatron.
Wow, we're here.
We're here. So Metatron.
I wasn't sure if you were going to tease it out for a while.
No, I just wanted to go for it because I think there'll be little sub things we could do. Oh, don't worry, there'll be little sub things.
I can do
some of the lore will be on its knees.
Yeah. You can have any drink you want.
Sub Toretto. Yeah, we're talking about Metatron, leader of the Decepticons.
I would love if that's the one you do.
I just read a bunch of Megatron.
Yeah.
I mean, he saw Optimus as like a brother.
Yeah.
And in the war for Cybertron.
I bet if you started there'd be like parallels to heaven and like.
I have a sneaking suspicion that Transformers lore is like weirdly
religious, like Christian, like
Optimus Prime is absolutely Jesus.
Yeah, like it's gonna be.
So Metatron, even the name is a source of controversy. There are a lot of differing scholarly opinions about the idea of Metatron.
Okay,
the scribe of God, so called. Metatron does not, first of all, appear anywhere in the Hebrew Bible or.
Oy vey.
Nice. Good. Yeah. Good drop for the Hebrew Bible there. Yeah.
That's what I'm here for. Drop. Oy vey.
Easy. Easy.
Kaput.
He doesn't appear anywhere there. He does appear in a bunch of like apocryphal or like what do they call it? Like the Jewish
tie-ins?
No, I mean kind of.
Yeah.
The Jewish mysticism, Kabbalah.
Oh,
like all that kind of stuff. Appears in a bunch of that. Metatron is mentioned by name, I think, in the Quran a couple of times. Yeah. The idea of even that name, though, is very confused. People can't agree on its etymology.
It feels like no other word back then.
If it comes from Hebrew or if it comes from Latin or if it comes from Greek. Like, there's an argument that it comes from Greek, like meta, meaning meaning like beside or whatever, and like tronos, meaning like throne.
That would make sense.
But that's not like, it's not that. It's
weird.
There are different qualities ascribed to Metatron, and people can't agree on what Metatron is.
But it's religion.
So for example, there's some that believe that Enoch, the biblical figure Enoch, when he becomes an angel, becomes Metatron because of some, I think, like weird translations of things where they think they're talking about the same thing. But other scholars go like, their personalities are totally different. They're not the same. There's also a lot of confusion about what Metatron's role is. In some versions, people sort of ascribe Metatron and Michael to being the same. Sometimes Metatron is referred to as like, or the King of Angels or whatever, which is more of a Michael role.
So confusion says Metatron is Michael.
So Metatron actually kind of like ends up being this sort of very amorphous figure. Way later on in sort of like rabbinical texts, again, nothing like quote canon, is referred to as like the scribe of God. He's at one point there's some confusion too about whether or not he's another deity.
Whoa.
And, okay, I might have talked about him before on this. There's a guy on TikTok I really enjoy. His name is Dan McClellan. He's a scholar of the Bible.
I've seen this guy. Yeah.
I find it really fascinating. It's not about whether or not stuff really happened. It's just, let's examine the text as text. You know, like applying a really literary approach to biblical study.
Have you seen the guy who does the same thing with like Viking lore and stuff like that, where he's like, about, like,
but I would. Be
he does it with like Loki and stuff, and he basically takes like Bible things, and he's like, what if?
Oh, sorry, I have seen. Yes,
yeah.
I have seen that.
What if like Jesus was just Loki? And
well, yeah, I've seen the one where they go like some of these things in like the biblical apocalypse are like are described as like Urgrund, like that we're in a giant cycle.
Yeah.
At any rate, this Dan McClellan guy, a big part of what he comes back to from a literary perspective is that he uses the term Adonai to be the name of God for a reason that I can't remember or explain.
Sure.
But that Adonai is just one of several regional deities.
Oh, interesting.
And there's a lot of these, but like Adonai is the God of the people of Israel. Like, he's their patron God. He's not the only God.
Yeah.
And there's all these kind of like pieces to it. And at one point in some interpretations, Metatron, or the figure that is then described to be Metatron later, is referred to as either like the little Adonai or like like to be like possibly another deity along the same level as Adonai. One of the supporting texts for that is that Metatron is described to be sitting in the kingdom of heaven, which you don't do in the presence of God or whatever.
Oh, okay.
But then a later thing is like, well, he's sitting because he's the scribe. Duh. Like, people love to argue about this.
Sure.
About whether he's an angel, about whether he is a god, about
how
powerful he is. Is he in charge of angels, or is he like...
This is the whole thing in this episode, yeah.
And what I do think Supernatural does really well is just go, he's all of it and he's none of it.
Yeah.
Like, and really explore that with Metatron over, spoiler alert, the next lots of episodes.
Yeah.
But so there is this idea though that he's the scribe of God, and part of that is a biblical phrase or a phrase from one of these kind of texts that says like the word of God is in him.
Sure.
Which is sort of a literary device in the Bible, meaning that like these people can speak with the authority of God even though they are not God.
Yeah.
But sometimes these things get interpreted more literally, and so Metatron is one of those things. Metatron has shown up a bunch in popular culture. Alan Rickman in Dogma is Metatron.
Sure.
Sorry, I had a
what
list.
A great performance too. Like, I love that character in Dogma. I mean, it's one of Kevin Smith's few good movies. Yeah,
I agree. Metatron is like one of the ultimate bad guys of the His Dark Materials series.
Oh, really? I always forget how crazy that series gets. Yeah.
In that one, he is Enoch.
Oh,
they just go like that. That's it. He's
so
Enoch.
Kill Metatron.
They do. Yeah.
Crazy.
And then where I wanted to go with this is I thought you would appreciate this. Guitarist Carlos Santana
I'm listening.
said in 2000 that he's been in contact with Metatron since 1994 and that the angel gives him messages, which means, strictly speaking, that Metatron told Carlos Santana to record Smooth with Rob Thomas. Oh, he's in Good Omens. He's played by Derek Jacobi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, lots of Metatron in there. There's some thing that I read that said that tried to ascribe to Metatron the idea of that like Rosh Hashanah is connected to Metatron, but I don't. I'd be lying if I said I understood what it meant, and I couldn't find a good explanation of it.
Sure.
But a couple of times in stuff I read, I saw these things that were trying to connect Rosh Hashanah to Metatron. So if anyone out there is smarter about that than I am, write in.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you go, baby.
Holy shit, we got to Metatron.
The first of what I assume will be a few times we dip into Metatron. Yeah.
All right, roll out.
I need Energon.
Yeah. Energon Winchester.
Come on. Come on.
All right, well, before we get into the episode, let's take a quick break. And we're back.
Baby.
We begin, as always, with the then.
Okay.
We get the demon tablet. We've got Castiel, who took the angel tablet.
Right.
We've got Naomi and what she did to Cass. Kevin and Sam are both dealing with the trials.
Yeah.
And Crowley took Kevin.
Yeah. Hello.
Even though they even end with the then.
Like, yeah, he
disappeared.
This lazy fuck.
But we'll immediately know something is wrong. But then maybe we won't. I don't know.
No, well, yeah.
So, from the then we go to the now, beginning interior Garth's boat.
Yeah.
Kevin Tran wakes up with a note stuck to his face, which he adds to a collection on the wall. Dean and Sam Winchester knock, but Kevin is cautious until they use their secret knock. Or don't.
Yeah. Kevin squirts on them. Fuck.
Nice. Said something about me so horny.
Yeah, Kevin furiously masturbates for 2 minutes and then opens the door.
You're a real squirter, Kevin.
He squirts holy water on them is what I wanted to say.
Whatever you want to call him. Dean reveals that they've trapped Crowley and have obtained the second half of the demon tablet.
Yeah, so they bring it in and you're like, did I miss an episode? And then they go, so are you going to get the first half of the tablet to put this together? And
he's like, I don't need it. I got all these
notes.
notes.
I don't need it. I have all of my cryptic fucking question shit. All this conspiracy theorist note taking.
Yeah. Kevin excitedly realizes that they can now proceed with a third trial to close hell.
That's right.
Sam and Dean then depart and followed by a supernatural ripple effect, hinting at something amiss.
Yeah, there's like they're like inside a bubble.
Yeah.
And they walk out onto like a sound stage.
Yep. And they become demons.
Yeah.
Crowley critiques their impersonation tactics.
Yeah.
Which I fucking love this scene.
Because in the room, Sam, quotes, says like, here's the dealio on the...
K-Man.
Yeah, K-Man. Oh, yeah. He's like... You keep your nose to the Godstone.
Yes.
Like he says stuff like that. And when they walk out, Crowley's like, no, it's fuck. No, no, fuck.
Just
no. I'm gonna get. Hang on. That's not the way that Sam talks. This is a Dean thing to say.
I like that you just chose a different direction.
Yeah, I don't know. It's me, Sam Winchester.
That's Brisk, baby.
Yeah, it's Brisk, baby. It's me, Sam Winchester. And it's me, Dean Winchester. Radio. So he's like, that's a Dean thing to say. Sam is more, and I love that even the show is like, Sam is more plain.
Yes. He's
like the show is just like Sam's boring. It's the funniest. It's the funniest shit in the world.
Then he's like, he's a more emotional. He's
oh god, it's
very good.
I love how Metatron this show gets.
Oh, nice.
And this episode like really is prepping you.
Oh yeah.
Like it kind of in a way
for the next few seasons.
But
yeah.
it's also compared to where this show goes, it's pretty subtle in terms of prepping you for how meta the show is going to get.
Absolutely.
But I do like Crowley's like, I was born to direct.
So good.
Like,
so
sitting
good.
in the director's
I also like the
chair.
part where he's like, if I wasn't directing, like I could have been. I think I could have played Dean.
Yeah.
And then it's like one of his underlings is like, yeah, boss, you could have played Dean. And he's just
like easy.
You fucking settle down.
Yeah, he also says something here like the reason they're doing this is because he can't keep scrubbing Kevin's short-term memory or something like that.
Yeah. So he's got to make him think that he's working for them.
Yeah, exactly.
So we then go to the bunker in the library.
Baby.
Dean cares for a visibly ill Sam, and
I love cooking Dean.
I know.
I really like. He wasn't hot enough already. Jesus.
I know, and now he can cook.
Now he cooks.
Now if he can just wear that fucking uniform from the Pac-Man fever.
Oh, listen. I'll furiously masturbate for 2 minutes and then open the door.
Yeah, I'll squirt for Dean.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'll go fucking put my holy water all over his face.
Easy.
So,
But yeah, Dean is like, I made John Winchester's famous kitchen sink stew. And I was like, oh, it's a sad childhood thing again.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he just put a bunch of shit in like a warm bowl and then like put enough pepper in it to like
it's
burn your nostrils.
It's just ground beef and no ingredients from south of the border.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, they're not sending their best ingredients.
That's fair. I mean, yeah, we heard the types of ingredients that come across the border.
Jesus. Good Lord.
There's some bad guys.
Yeah, they're trying to erase our culinary culture.
Yeah, they're bringing. It's not just mums and babies. It's a lot of bad ingredients. Some real bad ingredients.
That's good. Yeah. There's something about your Trump that's weird.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's maybe. It's
a lot of bad ingredients.
I'll tell you what it is.
Yeah.
I actually know what it is.
What it is?
It's that your Trump impression is, I'd say, 8% Casey Kasem.
A lot of bad ingredients.
When they're bringing their... they're not bringing their best.
But they do have a letter.
Hang the vice president.
I'm just going to say, lock her up.
And what they didn't tell you was that January 6th was a psyop.
I've got a lot of cognitive. I've done all the cognitive tests. I'm the most cognitive.
Here's a letter from Antifa.
I mean, a lot of members of Antifa, they're great guys. A lot of great guys. Everyone says.
What is this bit?
Casey
Kasem as Donald Trump.
They come to me and they say, Casey, you're the best radio host I've ever had.
Man, woman, TV, camera, dog. Or whatever the fucking thing was.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sam insists on continuing the trial despite his deteriorating condition.
I mean, he looks bad. Like,
it also helps that this is part of that weird time where Jared was like going through these weird diet phases, and like he already looked like he weighed nothing.
His
like,
hair looks bad in this episode.
I mean, I think probably did that intentionally.
They keep just giving him a red nose, like he's got a cold.
Yes,
they keep doing that. They've done it for
even
a
though
few
they're like,
episodes.
it's not a cold.
And he's like, it's not a flu, Dean. And then I love where they're like, Jared, when you stand up, could you make it look like
you're barely,
like your body's failing you? And he's like, oh, like this.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're losing light. That was good. Thanks, Jared.
Yeah, that'll work, I guess. Yep.
We'll come back to this, I guess.
Yeah.
I'll say this right now. Jared is doing so much lip acting in this episode.
I mean, it's better than
constantly moving his lip. Like, there's a scene, I can't remember which one it is, in a little bit, where you notice their different approaches to acting so clearly. Because when they cut to Jensen, it's all simplicity. He's just here. He's not doing a lot. And then he looks, and it's so like clear, like the intention, the decision making. Yeah. And you cut to Jared, and he's just it looks like his face is like malfunctioning.
He's acting like, as hard as he possibly can.
It is it is the most effortful
Yes.
acting.
Yes.
Truly,
Which is, I mean, classic Jared.
truly, like I was like laughing. It was just
funny.
I can't remember what the scene was, but I got to it and I was like, Jesus Christ.
So good.
Because he's good in other episodes, but this is one of those ones where he's just like, I'll take a big swing. And it's like, you shouldn't have.
I do think there's a couple good moments in this, but yes.
Yeah.
So Sam insists on continuing the trials, and then they receive a video from Kevin through their email suggesting his possible demise,
Yeah.
and leaves behind crucial research.
I like this video where he's like, it's sent because I didn't reset the server.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Fuck you guys!"
Yeah, and he's like, you didn't save me, and he's like freaking out. And he's really emotional, and like, listen, he was already freaking out. He was like very, very thin, in terms of keeping it together.
Yeah.
And all that sort of stuff. But I did have the thought of, he's not sending it from being dead.
No, he's more.
He's just like, I should record a video in case I die. And then he goes, "You killed me!" And he's doing this, like, he has this huge, like, emotional thing. And then after he has to go, like, and just, like, upload it to the drive. And you're like, yeah, that was pretty good.
Well, I do like the idea, though, that
Like,
he's.
it totally, I'm not saying it's, like, broken or anything, but I did have the thought of, like, he's, like, really, like, giving a performance. Because then as soon as it's done, he has to go, like, okay, upload.
I think my guess is that he just, like, that's been simmering, and now he's like.
Totally.
There's a platform for it, and he's just like. He's like, wait.
It's definitely a thought that's crossed his mind that that whether he lives or dies, Sam and Dean have largely abandoned him.
Yeah, and he's just like, fuck these guys. Now I have to do this thing because it's the right thing to do.
Totally.
But, like, also, fuck you. Like,
yeah, and I mean, frankly, he's right.
Yeah.
You know?
Because I think if I did that, if I was like, there's a good chance I'm going to die, and I have to do this video for these people who aren't even fucking showing up for me, it's just like, yeah, all right, I guess I died. But also, like, fuck you guys, because
it'll be the final episode of the Bunker Report.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're seeing this.
If you're listening to this, fuck you guys. I gave you all the clues. Because I killed myself. So we then cut to a Biggersons.
Yeah. We haven't really been to Biggersons since
Early
last season.
C7, so yeah. And we can see Castiel engaging in a small talk with a waitress about coffee.
And he's so fucking good at it. He's like, yes, coffee. I remember when your kind discovered it. You used to chew the berries.
It's also like the stories were true. The mythology is true. They watched the goats do it.
Yeah, you learned it from goats.
So I got to know.
Anyway, can I get a top up?
Castiel says, he says that line. Apparently, a reference. This is a reference to the legend of Kaldi, an Ethiopian goat herd, who supposedly discovered the coffee plant around 850 CE.
Wow.
After noticing the goats become energetic after chewing on the berries of the coffee plant.
Interesting.
Yeah.
There you go.
So there's then a supernatural phenomena signal that like sort of like shaking of a coffee
There's a little
cup.
like Jurassic Park thing. We hear the sound, like the angel sound.
Yes.
And Cass is like, oh no, they're too close.
Yeah. And so, he
fucking skips out of the bill. He just placed an order.
I know. He asked for extra.
He's like, all of the heart healthy sausage.
No, it's
whatever.
tempura vegetables, I think is what it was.
Yeah. I love it. It's like heart healthy, so we deep fried them.
I mean, America.
Yeah. Although probably tempura
vegetables
is better than almost any other kind of batter you could deep fry a thing in.
Fair. We then cut to Naomi's office. Naomi receives updates on Castiel's elusive movements.
Yeah, from a couple of fucking Agent Smith motherfuckers.
Using the uniformity of Biggerson's restaurants against the Angels. I fucking love this concept.
I do too, actually, where they're like, we know he's in a Biggerson's, but it's like
they build them all exactly the same.
American capitalism's like bland fucking like pre-manufactured bullshit has like stymied us.
And I love that they just like cut of just like him sitting in the exact same way, cutting just like
it's pretty good.
It's a good concept.
It's a smart little idea that I enjoyed.
Yeah. I loved that. And so
although I will say, like, he was taking the bus before, but he's like to get out of there. But I thought he wasn't because they could like find him.
Well, I know,
Well,
but
'cause
then
he
he
goes-
figured out a new system because he was like, I'm
Right.
going to have to do this.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Sorry, I understand.
But
Because I was like, well, then why was he taking the bus?
So Naomi decides that, okay, well, we need to force him to stop moving then.
Yeah.
We then cut to the bunker, the library. Sam and Dean sift through Kevin's notes, finding a symbol related to the scribe of God.
Oh, this is such a classic fucking Sam.
I was
moment.
in university.
He's like, do you remember how I went to college? And he's like, Jesus.
It's fucking
he's
season
like,
8? Like, are we
Yeah,
still doing this?
I took a introduction to First Nations art and iconography or whatever he says. And he's like, there's this one tribe in Colorado, and they say that the messenger of God lives there or whatever. And he goes, that's that symbol I know. And he goes, okay.
Like, I don't know if I even believe this. Yeah.
Sam's like, I'm pre-law.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Never
Yeah.
mind. Sam and Dean.
I have some glistening pre-law.
Jesus Christ. Good God. So they decide they're going to go to Colorado. They arrive in Colorado.
Oh, man, I didn't. This normally never happens. I pre-lawed.
You know that pre-law can still get you in prison? Get you out? I don't want to say get you off.
That's good.
Yeah, it's offensive. I don't want to do that.
Really? That's your line?
Taste my pre-law.
Jesus Christ.
Sam and Dean arrive in Colorado.
This is the establishing shot I was talking about. We see the outside of this hotel.
Sure.
And the car pulls up, and it really does, like, it's like those, like, long shots you see when it's like, we got to show the ship on a planet.
Sure.
But, like, you could tell they filmed people, but they filmed them far away on a green screen. They're just doing this.
Sure.
That shot was in there, and I was like, Robert Duncan McFucking Neal.
Yeah.
I was like, I know this move.
Tom Parisian motherfucker.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, I remember when 21 seasons of Star Trek came out in like 11 years.
Truly, yeah.
Like, I know this shot intimately.
That's fucking hilarious. So they arrive in Colorado, checking into a hotel with a mysterious aura. The Two Rivers Hotel.
I mean, the mysterious aura is that no one else is there, and the guy behind the desk doesn't talk to them.
I mean, that is part of it. Sam then experiences a supernatural resonance, hinting at a connection to the trials and the divine.
Yeah, he's freaking out.
He's just like, do you not see and hear that? Like, what is...
I do kind of like the camera effect that, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good one. We then cut back to Biggerson's. Naomi has murdered everyone in this one Biggerson's.
Well, when we cut back, we're still doing the background changing thing.
Yeah.
And then Cass appears in one. There's blood everywhere, and he looks up, and everyone in that Biggerson's is dead.
Including the waitress.
And that
he had
waitress
spoken
has
to.
her eyes burned out, and she's like, "You have to stop. They want you to stop."
Crazy.
It's pretty fucked up. So then these two fucking Agent Smith motherfuckers catch Castiel. Naomi shows up, and Cass is like, we're supposed to be their shepherds, not their executioners or whatever. And she's like, oh, I remember when we went back to Egypt and killed all the firstborn. That was a great fucking day.
So
and he's like, I wasn't there. She's like, you were.
You just don't remember.
And you go like, oh, Naomi.
She's been doing this forever.
It's like, and we have this thing in a later scene where they sort of describe like angel intelligence. Like that angels actually have psyops.
Yeah.
And because Ion, one of these enforcer guys, talks about it. Where he's like, you grunts in the garrison, you don't fucking know what we know. I know the truth.
Yeah, they
So all of like the soldier angels are just like, I would never do that. And it's like, well, you did. And then we wiped your, like, this is them doing the retcon of like Old Testament God,
Yeah.
New Testament God. Is at a certain point they just reprogram them all. It's fucked.
It's really fucked.
It's so fucked. I mean, I love it as like a lore
Oh,
thing,
yeah,
but it's
yeah.
deeply fucked.
So let's talk.
Even hell doesn't do that.
No. let's talk about that story. So, not always angel, she says. There was a day back in Egypt not so long ago where we slew every firstborn infant whose door wasn't splashed with lamb's blood.
Yeah.
And that was just PR. So Naomi's referring to the story in the Hebrew Bible and the Quran of when Moses freed the Israelites who were enslaved by the Egyptians.
Yeah.
He tried to make a deal with the Pharaoh, and each time he refused to release the Israelites, God sent a plague.
Right.
So the 9th plague was the murder of all the firstborn sons in Egypt by angels. The angels spared the Israelites' children, who they knew by the sign of the door lintel being marked with lamb's blood. The events are commemorated as the Jewish holiday of Passover.
Yes, that's right. Because the angels passed over there.
Yeah,
houses,
crazy.
Yeah.
A confrontation ensues, and Crowley intervenes.
I love this too. Crowley shows up and fucking shoots an angel to death, and then shoots Ion in the arm. And a couple of lines later, he's like, "Had the R&D boys melt down one of your blades?"
So fucking crazy.
I know, like the Winchesters should have done this.
Yes,
but then you wonder, like, do you need like
how many blades?
magic
you get
fire to melt an angel blade?
Yeah,
or
who
something,
knows? Yeah, he invents a special
I love it.
anti-angel gun.
It's
so
fucking
good.
cool as shit.
It is really cool.
I really like it.
Also, like, it's kind of like that, like 1930s kind of like gun too,
Like the real square,
yeah,
like
with like the
fucking-
little tiny pistol end,
yeah.
the barrel.
I mean, in many ways, kind of looks like the golden gun, Francisco
Jesus
Scaramanga's
fucking
golden
Christ.
gun,
Anyways,
made from 3 different components.
back in Garth's boat.
a pen,
Is it Garth's
a
boat?
lighter.
Kevin, under the watch of demon impersonator Sam and Dean, struggles with the translation of the demon tablet. We then cut back to the Rivers Motel.
Does he just? Is this where he asks them to go get him some food or whatever? Because he's like, I can't stare at this anymore. My brain's dying. Could you please go get me some food? And the dean is like, yeah, what the hell? He's been working hard or whatever.
Yeah.
He goes, there's a barbecue place down the street or like whatever, and he gets them to go for him.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we then go back to the Two Rivers Hotel, and Sam becomes delirious from the trials, talking about farting donkeys.
Yeah, but he's having really clear memories from when he was like 4 or like barely 4. Like all of a sudden he has access to just like physically imprinted memories that he doesn't psychologically normally remember.
So this is that performance, I think, that actually is decent.
I agree.
Like, especially when he was just like, he goes into I think it's in this scene where he's just like talks about the purification process. And
Yeah, I agree.
It's like a really like well acted for like
I think it's pretty solid.
yeah.
There's another one somewhere though where it's like,
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
it's,
Dean,
the Jared Padalecki school of acting is more.
yes. Dean calls him Little Big Man, and he's referring to the 1970 Dustin Hoffman satirical western about a white child raising a Cheyenne in the 19th century called Little Big Man.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
No, probably not great. Nope. Dean then discovers that the First Nations that run the casino were gifted immortality.
Yeah, he sees like an old picture.
Yeah, I love a classic old picture of a new person.
He's in the gift shop, and the elder in there is like telling the story of like the tribe like found this thing, the messenger of God, and they would give him
stories,
that which he wanted most, like some offerings. And he'd go, the offerings are stories.
Yeah.
And then Dean sees this picture, and it's like an old ass tintype kind of Civil War picture. And and he's like, oh, that was the guy from the front desk. So he's like, I guess I know what they got in return then for that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We then go back to the Biggersons, and they're torturing Castiel.
Mm-hmm.
And they task Ion with searching the other restaurants for where Castiel might have hidden the talent.
Well, sorry, the big reveal here.
Oh, yes.
So Crowley and Naomi like have faced off.
Yes.
And Naomi's like, don't test me. And then she starts to go like she's going to smite him, and Crowley's going to shoot her. And she blinks. She gets out of
Disappears, yeah.
And Castiel's like, you only shot Ion in the arm. Ion works for you. And Crowley's like, I got an angel on the payroll. And man, even Crowley's like, it's a weird world we live in now.
It's a new universe.
Post-apocalypse is such like it's really fucked heaven more than anything else. And Ion, like, even later, I don't fully still understand the motivation.
His motivation, yeah.
Because it would be one thing to just be like, nothing, Matt. Like, he does have a sort of nihilist streak, but like, why specifically help Crowley get his hands on a thing that could hurt your kind?
Yeah, I don't know.
It'd be one thing to be like, who gives a shit about being an angel? But like, there's one step too many in there.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But Crowley is like, I think it's in this scene. He's like, I had this thought: if Cass was purified, like if Naomi's influence went away when he touched the tablet, why wouldn't he stop touching it? Why would he ever stop touching the tablet? And then I realized he didn't stop touching the tablet. And he was like shot Cass in the gut with the angel gun, and he fucking reaches into him and like rips the tablet out of Cass. It's really good.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
I thought it was great. And then Crowley's like, got what I wanted. See ya.
Yeah, it's an intense scene.
It's great though. I like the effect, like of it's a fake stomach or whatever, where you get like the hand and the skin pulling and stuff. It's fucking great.
It is well done.
I really like it.
We then go back to the hotel and Sam and Dean discover Metatron's room.
Yeah, so Sam had been like stumbling around in one of his like headache hazes, and he found this room where the hotel guy
was dropping off
like boxes full of books. This is a really nitpicky gripe. Metatron has been there for hundreds of years.
Sure.
They've been offering him stories and bringing him books all that time. But they only just got to Oliver Twist. The fucking top book that Sam looks at is like Oliver Twist. Metatron hasn't read fucking Oliver Twist yet. I know that's a really small gripe, but also, what the fuck?
I mean, where did they start with? Who knows?
I know, but he's been there for hundreds of years. He hasn't read that yet. It's like, I was trying to finish all the Lee Child books for.
He was reading all the Clan of the Cave Bear.
Yeah, I was reading Captain Underpants.
I mean, who knows how they
I would have loved if they rolled up a full Scholastic book fair, fucking cart.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of surfing posters.
Yeah, I just finished Monster Blood Part 3.
Or Bunnicula.
Oh, yeah, Bunnicula. Or...
Fuck it, that's crazy. I haven't thought about some of these.
Yeah.
Or those notebooks where you can make
Night
it
of the
like...
Living Dummy.
Oh, yeah. They're just doing Goosebumps, yeah.
Yeah, well,
or those books that you can like go like... Because like on the top, because it's like the plastic ridges or whatever.
Yes, I just finished the third Animorphs book and Tobias is stuck as a fucking hawk. He can never be human again. Wait, hold on.
Do you know Animorphs? How have we never talked about this?
I was deep into Animorphs.
You need to listen to the This Is Rad episode. It's their like most listened to, most famous episode, and they go deep.
Do they have like hot Visser 3 takes?
I don't remember.
Okay. Visser 3 was the bad guy.
Jesus Christ, of course.
He was the Andalite bad guy that had... Or sorry, rather, he was a whatever they called them, like a Yerg or whatever, but he had taken control of an Andalite, and the Andalites are the one with the Animorphs technology.
Jesus Christ. Stay tuned for our
and
Animorphs
so he took
podcast.
Control of Visser 3 so he could become anything. It made him super dangerous.
Potomorphs? What?
No.
It's one of my favorite things is when you confidently start a sentence and then
there's nowhere
bail.
to go. Now I gotta look it up. Are they called Yergs?
Jesus Christ, it couldn't matter less.
No, I disagree.
Anyways, where's my Animorph heads at?
Siri, tell me about Visser 3.
So, Castiel and Ion discuss the meaning behind everything, and Castiel pulls a bullet from his stomach.
Yeah, he pulls the angel bullet out of his stomach, which is fucked up. But yeah, that's the scene where Ion's like, you have no idea what it's like, you fucking grunts.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen the truth. He's having like a real like fucking like comedian kind of moment.
Yeah. And Metatron pulls a gun on the boys.
Yeah, he's got this big old rifle. It's fucking Booger.
Yeah.
I fucking love this guy, Curtis
Strong?
I can't remember his last name, but this actor's great.
I love him.
But yeah, like I like the layout of this room though too. It's just stacked with books and shit, and they're in there, and he's like looking at Sam, and
I love
like,
who are you?
He's like, who are you? They're like, we're the Winchesters.
This is
when they find out that he's Metatron, or they know he's Metatron, but when we establish for sure that's who this is, and he's been reading stories, and he's an angel, and all this kind of stuff, they go like, we're the Winchesters, and he goes, what? And they're like, everyone knows us.
It's the first time they really ever did this, though. Yeah. It's the first time they're like, at least everyone attached to heaven knows who the fuck we are.
It's like, we stopped the apocalypse.
Yeah.
Because Metatron's also like, do you work
Where's
for Michael or
Yeah,
Lucifer? And they're
yeah.
like, no, we put them in hell.
Yeah, like, where have you been? I do love that.
It's pretty great. And then Metatron is like, whoa, you're resonating. You're doing the fucking trials.
Yeah, which I love.
I like that too. He's like, oh, and I like how he describes it. He's like, you're trying to pull one of the great levers.
Oh, so good.
That has
great line.
That is right in my fucking fantasy kind of wheelhouse. Like
the levers of time.
You know, like you can. They're obviously metaphorical, but like just that idea of like some sort of metaphysical, like the gears of creation, like
so fucking cool.
That is, it is such a good little piece of writing.
Yeah.
You're trying to pull one of the great levers. I was like,
fucking Ben.
It's so fucking evocative. It's goddamn great.
It's so good. Also behind them in Red Metatron's room is there's a box on the bookshelf from Powell's Book, a popular Portland bookstore.
Just a quick Animorphs
Jesus
update.
fucking Christ. Okay, what?
They're called Yerks.
Okay.
Not Yergs. I was very close, though. But they're the little slugs, the parasite slugs. And at any rate, one of them took control of an Andalite, and that's Visser 3. He's their leader. But so it means he is a Yerk that has the shape-shifting abilities of the Andalites.
Okay.
Anyway.
Cool. So...
Don't try to shit on Animorphs like they weren't the best fucking books.
I never read a one.
That's your loss.
I love that you were reading like fucking J.R. Tolkien and then Animorphs.
You have no I they're not on the same level, but you have no idea how fucking like real the fucking Animorphs are.
I have heard that they get fucking
it's crazy.
Yeah.
They're like it's like there's some like Lord of the Flies dealing with
I have
shit
heard about that because
books.
That the covers do not dictate.
No, not at all. You read the books and you're like, oh my God.
So back at the boat, Crowley's confrontation with Kevin now highlights the latter's resilience and strategic deception.
Yeah, because so he had tricked the two guys and sent them somewhere where he knew there was a devil's trap, which is like fucking great. I really like stand-up Kevin.
Oh, yeah.
Like
he's eating his barbecue.
Oh, he's eating his barbecue, and he's like, Sam and Dean have never gotten me fucking barbecued. And
it's also kind of sad that Crowley's like, oh.
I mean, that's sad, but it's also almost, I feel like it's a good insult to Crowley. He's like, my demons were too polite.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, basically.
But also, it's like, even Crowley kind of feels bad.
Yeah.
Like,
and Crowley's like, you think I can't get the information out of you or whatever? And I love that Kevin stands up and he's like, no, you can't. And you know you can't.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God.
Fucking love that shit.
Got some like serious Dean energy coming from Kevin now.
It's fucking more like.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Metatron, realizes or reveals really how out of touch he is with God and everything going on with heaven.
I like this scene. We don't get into all the details or whatever, but he does say God was concerned about what he created, and so he had me write the tablets, and then he fucked off. And he was like, all the angels, the archangels were fucking weeping and wailing. They missed their dad. We all did. But they decided they were going to take over the fucking universe. And so these tablets were hidden, and I went into hiding because if they knew,
because they realized that they needed the word of God to do it.
If they need the word of God to actually take over the universe, if they need that kind of power, they would come for me. So I've hidden. No one knows that I'm here.
Yeah.
even though my symbol's fucking everywhere.
I mean, truly.
You know, no one knows that I'm here. But 1 year at Stanford,
Luckily, you don't have to worry about angels and demons taking 1 year.
like, how did you find me? Are you pre-law?
Yeah.
Instead of like you're resonating, it's like, oh my
You're
god,
glistening.
oh my god, you're glistening.
You must be pre-law.
You're glistening with
With
pre-law.
Jesus Christ.
I do like that scene though. Like, I think it's delivered really well, and I love this idea of like Metatron in this moment. He says like, no, like stories are like the greatest, like of all the things that God's creation have done. The most impressive is stories. Yeah. And this is where the show is like, the next 7 years of this show is like, writers are amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, which, fair enough. But he's like, when you make stories, you become gods of your own little universes. These tiny little dimensions of things. He's like, it's the most impressive thing in the world to watch you create.
Yeah.
Which, as an artist, like as a guy that like studied theater and stuff like, I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yes. Listen to this man.
I mean, which is so funny for me because I really rebel against like movies about movie making.
Yeah. You don't like when people are like writers and artists are important, but then you're also like, but writers and artists are important.
But they are. Yeah.
Just don't talk about it.
Yeah, just stop bringing it up.
Yeah. Just do your thing.
I think maybe the thing where Supernatural gets away with it is they're always a little irreverent about it.
Sure. Yeah.
Especially later where they're like, we're gonna cancel it. Like they they do that more than like the movies.
Yeah, they're never
the power to transform.
They never fully believe the hype.
Yeah. It's not the Vin Diesel thing or the Nicole Kidman thing or the Fablemans.
Hopefully not the Vin Diesel thing.
Well, not that Vin Diesel thing. Yeah.
Just so, but he describes how he was selected by God, and he's like, I'm not an archangel.
He's like, I was in the secretarial pool.
Yeah, I did. He just
also, you're an angel, and there's office jobs.
I know, but I mean, that's the whole thing, is that it looks like corporate.
Like the fucking producers, unhappy.
Yeah.
Unhappy. Very unhappy.
So we then cut back to Biggerson's, and amidst complaining, Castiel shoves the bullet into Ion's eye.
So metal.
It's
awesome.
Because it's also not like quick.
It's so good.
He like pulls it out of his stomach and then just slowly pushes
He's just like,
it into his
Ion, shut up. And he it's metal as hell.
It's a great
I fucking love it.
It's a great moment.
Yeah, it's great.
Metatron then reveals his history and reasons for hiding, offering insights into the divine and the power of storytelling, seeking his involvement against the backdrop of angelic chaos.
And Sam immediately is like, you fucking
just
coward.
fucking kill me.
He's like, you absolute coward. This whole time, all this misery, all the shit
that you're reading about how horrible life is.
Like, how fucking dare you? Which is great.
He's just like, I love it. He's just like, fucking pull the trigger, do it.
Yeah,
like,
just do it or whatever. And then Sam and Dean are like, you got your prophet killed, a prophet of yours, right? He's the word of God. That's you, your prophet. You got him killed because you wouldn't fucking help, you little piece of shit or whatever. Mm-hmm. And when we cut to Crowley and Kevin, then there's a sort of like big light, and Crowley gets knocked across the room and he's fucking all like burned up.
Well, and this is the first time that we've ever really like showcased an angel using their true form. We've heard the sound. We've never actually seen anything like this before.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. It's really cool.
Yeah. And basically knocks him to the ground, burns him. And it's a huge moment in the show, highlighting the raw power of angels and their true essence. Like, it's fucking rad.
But I think it's also, I mean, we haven't dived that deep into it, but there is a thing in this where it's like, Metatron even talks about it, where he's like, the word of God itself is power.
Yeah.
He mentions it where they say the archangels want to take over the universe. They need the word of God to do it, right? And so you go like, well, if you're the one that wrote it, surely some of that is in you. Like, there is that idea that like Metatron himself is a super-powered angel.
Yeah.
You know? Even though he's not and Archangel, he's kind of become something different by his proximity to the Word.
Yeah, and God,
which is interesting, and I enjoy that.
Yeah, it's a cool sort of like.
We even talked about that with like the God weapons and stuff, right? That like the portions of God's power in things are incredibly like potent.
Metatron then cures Kevin.
Yeah, he cures Kevin,
gives him basically like full bill of health.
Yeah,
and agrees to help the Winchesters, and hints at profound implications of their quest.
Yeah, like Dean is like, so Dean goes to talk to him, and Metatron's like, so you're gonna
close the gates
you're
to
gonna
hell?
Close the gates to hell, and Dean's like, yeah,
why? That's what you would do, right?
He goes, that's free will. You can do that, but what's the world like when you do that?
Yeah.
And I do like that idea of like, even we talked about it, it's like, where do the bad people go if you close the gates to hell? And it's like, and then you go like, God is such a piece of shit. Like, why set a thing up that seems good but probably is a monkey's paw scenario?
It's because it's God. Yeah.
But I do like that, like, Metatron's thing of like, okay, well, I mean, that's up to you. But you should think about like, what is it going to take to do it?
Yeah. And is it worth it? Yeah.
What will you leave behind once it's done?
Totally.
And even Dean's like, oh, Jesus. You can tell Dean's like, oh, shit.
Then Kevin wakes up.
Yeah.
And I love how they do it at the same time where he's like, I figured out the third trial. I didn't tell Crowley. And they say it together and they're like, you have to cure a demon.
Yeah.
Oh, so fucking rad.
It's good.
It's such a great like final trial. It's such a great way that you deliver it in this episode.
And then like Dean and Sam are driving. They're like, cure a demon. What does that even fucking mean?
And then they see somebody on the road.
Yeah.
Bloodied.
A little help, please.
Oh, it's fucking Castiel.
It's fucking Cass, baby.
It's showing signs for trouble ahead. That's for sure.
Man, season 8 closes out hot.
It changes so much.
8 episodes of absolute fucking bullshit up top.
It's funny how we haven't had a single conversation about Sam's life before in the last few episodes.
It's almost like it didn't matter at all.
It's almost like it never existed.
I'm about to do the third trial. I was like, no, I had a normal life.
Yeah.
Oh
no. Let's look at it.
We're just here. On your left, Amelia comes out of a fucking...
Or just a limping dog.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Sam gets the...
It's my dog. I'll do it.
Sam gets the infinity dog bone. I will kill half of all dogs. Yeah. You mean half the population of dogs? No. Just half of each dog will die. That's the Sam Winchester way.
Yeah, but not all half. Not down the same way.
No.
Sometimes it's middle. Sometimes it's down the center.
Sometimes it's like kitty corner legs.
Yeah.
Fucking. Sometimes it's just like the top.
Yeah.
But.
So fucked up. And that's the end of this episode. Yeah. We'll talk about our thoughts after this quick break. And we're back.
Baby.
What did you think about this episode?
I mean, this is where the show gets right into my wheelhouse. We're getting meta.
Yeah.
We're talking about...
We're getting Tron.
We're getting Tron. Put your hands together. No, but I love this, like, deep lore stuff. Again, like, the best way to sum it up is that Great Levers thing. Anything about, like, the celestial machinery is right where I fucking live. Like, I love the Silmarillion shit of, like, the music of the Ainur, like, how they made the world. I love, like, the fucking celestial lore in comic books about, like, creation and the multiverse and things like that. And so all of these like lore pieces about like this insane arcane like power of the word of God, these levers, like what happens if you throw the machinery of the cosmos out of balance. And I'm like, fuck, yes. I just like, we're getting so much shit in there. Cure a demon. What the fuck does that mean? You know, like, it's great. I love the way they play Metatron too, like from the casting to just the performance. I'm just quiet. I like my stories. I've always liked words, you know, like it's such a good way to play him. He's not some big like fucking
with a name like that too, and like the word of God you expect.
Totally, and I love that. I think I really like Stand Up Kevin. I like even just the flip meta idea of like Crowley directing basically Supernatural.
Oh yeah,
which is great. I think that's a lot of fun. The Naomi Angel shit is so fucked up, but again, all these lore components and stuff. Really strong episode. Like, I really, really like this one. I was really excited for it. I remember this episode. It was huge when I got here the first time. I was like,
I remember
when they like. I was like, wait, he's just here. They're in the room. Like that's, and like it was so huge for me. I still had that feeling this time. This is a great episode of Supernatural.
Oh my God, what is he gonna do?
I'm doing it.
Holy shit!
I'm giving this 5 half-dead dogs.
Oh my God, that's Sam's favorite amount.
Yeah, or 5 half-dead dogs or 2.5 dead dogs.
That's my favorite show.
2.5 dead dogs.
Dead, deadly, dead, deadly, dead dogs.
Jesus.
Dead dogs.
For fuck's sakes. This one's a 5 for me. I love this episode.
I mean, Metatron is fucking... I'm trying to go back in time and see the first time that you mentioned Metatron.
First time I mentioned Metatron?
Yeah.
Like in your messages?
So, this is 2020.
Yep, that would have been it.
And I said, so where are you in Supernatural? And you said, Dean just told Benny he's on his own. Cass has killed some Andriel, and Crowley knows about the angel tablet. And I said, Metatron ? And you said, not yet. Then you say, I really wish Gabriel was back. What a gut punch. And he said, then you were like, I mean, come on. I'm like this writing the story, playing the part thing Metatron has going on. Very Morrison.
I mean, it's true. It's right where I fucking live.
And you said, fuck, that Metatron actor is great.
Yeah. Curtis Armstrong.
There it is. Yeah. I knew it was something like that.
Yeah, there you go.
Like no one has, this is me. No one has ever interviewed singer Kripke. That may be because they can't be reached, but it's interesting. Oh, what is this about? Oh, you're like, sure. Frankly, since it shoots. I think we were just talking about. I think we were talking about going to the to go see the show being filmed or something.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And you said major actor exceptions though for Misha and Metatron. I love them. Yeah, very funny. I like this.
Yeah, it's great. Great episode. So what are you giving it?
Yeah. I mean, it's 5 stand-up Kevins out of 5.
Hell yes.
I love Metatron. I think he's such a great addition to the show and such a different take for a character.
Yeah, totally.
Like it's a really new approach for like an antagonist type like.
Well, you give it away the goat a little.
Well,
bit
sure,
there.
but like it's like a version of a character we haven't really gotten to see before. And
totally.
So, it's a bit of the meek shall inherit the earth kind of vibes, and
yeah, and we're retconning this thing of like how often angels have been on Earth or interacted on Earth. And stuff. In season 4, everyone's like, angels exist. And then like now it's like, yeah, he's been there, you were there, we were here, there, we did
just
that.
wait till you watch The Winchesters. Yeah,
easy.
Are we gonna be on
episode
opposite
2,
sides of this?
Episode 2 is objectively better than the first 8 episodes of season 8. of Supernatural.
Sure. Yes.
And if we're plugging through that, I can plug through the Winchesters.
All right. Well, before we go, we've got a note from a fellow hunter.
All right.
Umlaut over an O.
Ugh.
Okay. With the subject German dictionary, unser Wörterbuch, CH. Wörterbuch?
Buch.
Wörterbuch?
Buch is book.
German dictionary. Okay.
And
yeah.
unser is like our.
Yeah. So their dictionary.
Yeah. Sorry, it's Wörterbuch.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, a book of words. Yeah.
Hey guys, we have a favor to ask.
Just stop making Nazi jokes.
I don't know. We'll see. In episode 8, or episode 18 of season 8,
Okay.
your conversation giggled the shit out of me. When you tried to read the German title, I laughed so hard I coughed more than read.
That's pretty good.
So
they listen.
So please read more German for us.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got this one this time.
Or as my neighbors would put it, lass uns mehr ihr hören son.
Jesus, can I try it? I took 3 years of German in high school.
Well, then there you go.
Now I'm going to do it worse than you.
There we go, right there.
Lasst uns mehr ihr hören Söhne.
Okay. Which means, do you know what it means?
No.
It means read us more, you sons of bitches.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
They just say, please don't translate that part, but I did anyways. Because you can't tell me what to do.
Yeah.
To clarify, oh God. Naschwuschjäger. Oh, that's because I think this is what we were doing. Naschwuschjäger contains the word Naschwusch, and Jäger equals hunters. Nasch equals after, whoosh equals growing something.
Oh.
So I personally would translate that title to English like Hunters of the Next Generation, or The Hunters We Raise.
There you go. I like it.
Maybe you like that bit of German lore.
Yeah. It's better than a lot of other bits of German lore. There's a lot of bits of German lore.
Yep.
You
not
shouldn't
great.
skip, but they're hard to learn.
Yours truly, Michael from Germany.
Oh, Michael.
P.S. Have Sam and Dean talked about what it means to close the gates of hell? I mean, do souls still go inside, but demons can't leave? Or is it different? Do they know what they're about to do?
I mean, the answer is obviously no.
Yeah.
Of course they don't know what they're about to do.
They have no idea.
That's the Winchester way.
Yeah. Shoot first, ask questions later.
Yeah. Full eyes, no plan, must lose.
Yeah, only ever lose.
Full eyes.
Black eyes? Black eyes?
It's clear eyes, full heart. I don't know why I said full eyes.
Full eyes, clear heart. Dead. Well, if you want to continue this discussion about translations or what it means to close hell,
yeah,
you can join the discussion on our Discord.
That's right. Go to patreon.com/ghostfacers for only $1 a month. You can join us on Angel Radio, our awesome community Discord server, and for only $5 a month, you get a bonus episode every week.
That's only $4 more.
You get the bunker report, baby.
I mean, unless you're in different countries, then it costs different amounts. But
listen, I'm not here to litigate the amounts. But you got a bonus episode. We've watched a couple of episodes of the Winchesters and talked about those. I've done some dramatic readings from a novel called Supernatural Nevermore, which is the first ever Supernatural tie-in novel. I'll be doing some.
I always prefer Supernatural Midnights, but
yeah, easy. Not Evermore.
Oh, sorry,
different.
Did you see the new album announcement?
Dean's version. Yeah.
You see the new announcement?
Yeah, I did.
Fuck, it's so good.
Let's calm down. It's all right.
I won't.
It's all right. She's not gonna like you more. She doesn't know who you are
yet.
Yikes.
She'll know me.
But
Before this night is over.
oh no! Go listen to the Bunker Report. But don't tell anyone.
Yes.
We're doing all sorts of extra SPN stuff. We talked about fan theories. We talked about ships. We're doing all sorts of extra stuff. It helps to support us.
That's right. If you also have a note like Michael from Germany.
Oh yes, Michael.
Ja. Ger.
Jaeger.
Meister.
It's a master hunter.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm a master baiter.
Easy.
Send us an email at ghostfacerspodcast@gmail.com or reach out to us through our various social media platforms.
That's right. We're Ghostfacers Pod on Facebook and Instagram.
Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so that you can automatically get in your feed every single week. And while you're there, why don't you give us a 5-star review? We will read it on a future episode of this show. If you want to get your U of M, I'm glistening with pre-law now t-shirt, you can buy it at ghostfacerspodcaststore.com.
Just a totally different school.
U of M, U of Metatron.
Oh, I thought you were saying like U of M because all it's missing is the C.
Oh. What?
Come.
Oh. I'll see you at M.
Yeah. I'm glistening with pre-law.
Ghostfacerspodcaststore.com. And if you like what we talk about here, you might like what we talk about on our other podcasts.
The Dr. DC podcast. We talk about DC comics and
Sometimes.
superheroes and stuff like that. If you like how we talk about this, we do the exact same thing over there, but about comics.
Yeah, barely.
And barely that.
Yeah.
If anything, it's probably more of the glistening pre-law stuff.
I mean, truly, yeah. If that's the stuff you like here,
you're going to love
You're
that
going to
show.
drown in it.
You're going to
there.
love our critically acclaimed show.
That's right. You're going to...
Not this populist...
drivel.
Yeah.
You're
Not this dreck for the masses.
over there, we're driveling with pre-law.
Oh, no.
That's it for this week. Say goodbye, bitch.
Jerk.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.